Hey flosstube, I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I have fallen in love with a new-to-me needlework book. This is Jill Gordon's Needlepoint. It was actually published in 1993, but it is still in print, and there are lots of used copies out there. I actually checked this out from the library something like 2 months ago, and it has been riding around in the back of the minivan until the library told me they can't renew it anymore, and they'd like it back, please. So I looked through it before I put it back in our library bag, and oh my gosh, I could have been loving this book since I checked it out, and I don't know why I haven't. This book is gorgeous eye candy. Lots to read in here, and it is written by Jill Gordon herself. So she gives lots of information on not so much the technique, but ideas about the stitching and lots of tips for how to design your own work. So I just love it. Now I will tell you, not all of the gorgeous projects pictured here have patterns, so if you're after a specific one, you might make sure it's in the book before you buy it. This is a screen of hollyhocks, and the book is divided into sections. I love that. So you have the screen of hollyhocks, you have her original illustrations, and then you have close-ups of the stitching that are so close up that you can see the strands of the embroidery needlepoint canvas. So I love these. Just look at the colors. And I mean, look at that. I don't do needlepoint yet, but there's a chart for this, and I think I might take up needlepoint or learn to convert this into cross stitch or something. Here's another where she has had an inspiration photo. This is my favorite. This is the point where I put down the book 30 pages in and went to look on Amazon to see how much my own copy would cost, because look at that garden and fountain. Tell me that I can live without having the pattern and the possibility of stitching that garden and fountain, because I'm not sure I could do it. Here again, we've got the fabulous close-up of the stitching, and then she shows the finished project as it's displayed in, I don't know if this is her home or if it's a, what do I want to call it, the photographer's studio? I don't care. I love the ideas. And this is the view from a window. Okay, those cushions and those stone walls, those are part of the needlepoint cushion. She says it's not quite trompe l'oeil, but, and there's a pattern, and I cannot tell you how much I want to stitch this. And again, we've got the fabulous image of how it's displayed. The colors in this book just make my heart go pity-pat, and this is, it's what I think of as inspirational eye candy. I love. And like on this one, she says to stitch the border first. She gives really practical tips for how to stitch the stuff. And I promise I'm not going to show you everything in the book. I do absolutely love these waterfalls. I wish that the pattern for the waterfalls was in the book. It's not, but she gives you some suggestions of how to take your own photograph of waterfalls and draft it. And again, oh my gosh, those gorgeous close-ups. So I have the delusion that I could take a picture of a waterfall from one of our vacations. And look at, again, we've got the cushion. I have a hard time telling, as I'm looking at this in the camera, where that needlepoint ends and the plants around it begin. The colors are just so amazing and gorgeous. And it is divided into sections, so we've gone from gardens, now we got fish, and how many times can I say the colors in one video? But seriously guys, the colors. And yes, I know I have a book with pictures of fish. And then we get onto the geometry, which honestly, that's where I kind of, this section of the book I could have skipped. If I want geometry, I'm going to make a quilt. And then we go on to This chapter is beautiful objects, and she talks about the inspiration she found at the Victoria and Albert Museum. Look at the frog and the lizard. If I could just stitch animals and landscapes and buildings, I tell you I would do that till the end of time. I'm skipping over a lot of flowers here because you probably don't need to see everything that is in the book. Look at the still life. That's needlepoint. And you know I'm stitching that Dutch still life, so this stuff is right up my alley. Just look at the gorgeous. The patterns in this book are black and white grid. They are very teeny tiny, so you would have to enlarge them to work from them. It is doable. Once, my idea of doable might be a little bit diluted. Look at the flamingos. Just seriously, look at the flamingos. I felt that I needed to order this book right away so that it is on its way to my house to live in my collection. I don't know when or if I would tackle any of these. I love books like this that I can leaf through and just be happy that needlework exists and that needlework is a thing that I know how to do, and to know that there are things this gorgeous out there in the world. So that's what's here. Let me know, do you need this one as badly as I seem to need it? I'm going to reluctantly give this back to the library and haunt the mailbox waiting for my own copy to arrive. Like I said, it is still in print. There are used copies on Amazon. It is not very expensive, and it is gorgeous. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I'll be back with you again very soon.